Yeah.
So happy Friday, everyone. Here we are with our traffic and conversion gang here. I'm Greg Dixon, Betty Withrow, and Roy Dickan. And today we're going to talk about your online effectiveness, really starting from the beginning. So maybe Betty can just introduce what that means to you. So,
Okay. Well, what it means to me is having messages that resonate with your audience, that put you above and beyond all the noise that we hear, where you're having original thoughts and valuable content that people can relate to, that when you bring them to your site, when they're following you on social media, they rely on you for something good that they can actually use. And that doesn't mean don't sell, but it does mean add value while you're selling, and understanding that your people are coming to you because they trust you. So you want to be building trust by giving out information that is valuable to them, particularly, and then knowing that you're building your community and your people through your online presence, that it will come back to you, and your life and your business is going to prosper through doing that.
yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. And Roy, you have a niche domination take on this. So what is your spin on it?
Yeah, my take on this is making sure that Google likes everything you're doing, because the more that you give them what they want, the more they'll give you what you want, and it usually amounts to free traffic. And so I don't think you can beat that. So Google has their own interests in mind. They want to make sure that they they don't lose any of their search traffic. There are a lot of other search engines out there now, and Google doesn't want any of them chipping away at the people that come to Google. So they want to make sure that when they recommend a company, puts them on page one or puts them in a Google map, that that company is the one that the searcher is looking for, or the entrepreneur that the searcher is looking for, either to give them the information that they want or to give them the products or services that they want, so that the searcher is happy with the choices Google made for them. And so that's my concentration. And it goes beyond Google. LinkedIn may come into play. Facebook may come into play. And of course, YouTube is part of Google. So that's always in there. But we want wherever your ideal prospects hang out, whichever social media sites, or whether they search on Google a lot or things like that, that is where you want to make that the company that's putting out that application happy. You don't want to do anything. You don't want to play any games and try to pull any tricks to show up higher, because all of them will find you out, and they may just make your life miserable to the point where you cannot make any money online. So that's where I'm coming from, is to let the various applications help you attract your ideal prospects continually.
Continually. Yeah, that's it. So we want organic attraction.
Yeah.
And I have a perspective here. I think all of us have been going to networking meetings quite a bit. And you meet somebody in a network meeting, and they sound kind of interesting. And I think the three of us do the same thing. Is the first thing we do is we jump on and take a look at their LinkedIn profile, and then their LinkedIn profile, from there go to their website, right? And so we just have an idea of what they do and who they are. So I think a lot of people don't think of that as they make a meeting in there, and they're hoping to get somebody to make an appointment. They don't factor on people like us checking them out before we make the appointment, right? So, and I think what we find is sometimes the LinkedIn profile doesn't reflect at all what they're doing now, and some people don't have a website, or it's out of date too, or all sorts of things. And so I think our first step, if you're going to have a presence online, is if you got your LinkedIn and your website kind of under control, that's you're really going and starting in the right direction. So do you want, anybody want to jump in here?
Yeah, I do, because I want to bounce off what Roy said earlier about Google and wanting to make sure that you're specifically addressing the niche market that you actually want to interact with. And that, because when they're looking and they get you on Google, then as he said, Google wants them to be satisfied with what you're offering. And if you're not really precise in your understanding of who your market is and how you talk to them, then the wrong people are going to find you. You're going to spend time engaging with people who don't want or are not a good fit for what you do. And so having your online presence dialed in with the proper approach to your market is key to having any of these things work. Oh my goodness. People are calling me from everywhere.
Well, Pat Little's calling.
They can't wait to get on the call with us.
Well, it's my phone call. Someone calling on Messenger.
Okay, you keep on talking. I'll talk to Pat.
Oh, wait, no. I can't talk to everybody at once, you guys.
No. We're
I'll call them back.
Yeah, we'll call them back. Pat said she was going to come. So anyway, but yeah, there we go. Well, they'll figure it out later.
Yeah. I'm like, well, who was calling me, or was that even my phone? I don't know. We're all connected now. Oh boy.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. So where were we?
Well, yeah, I can pick up where we were. An example of how this works is on Tuesday, someone contacted me. They went to my LinkedIn first, and they found information that I had that could be valuable to them. And so they wanted to get in touch with me. They didn't go to my website first. They went to my LinkedIn first. Now, sometimes they'll go to my website first, but then they'll go to my LinkedIn. But it's always, I would say not always, but almost always a combination of the two. Now, they could also come in through my Google business profile, or they could come in through YouTube. But it seems like most of the time it's the website and and LinkedIn. And so you want to make sure that your information is very specific about what you can do for people, and also make it easy for them to be able to contact you. Because when this gentleman contacted me on Tuesday, we already had a meeting on Wednesday, and we may already be doing things by next week. So it can happen that quickly if your information is proper on all your various properties.
Yeah. No, that's a good point about people going to LinkedIn first. I certainly do, and I've had people that they're like, do you have a website? I'm like, wait a minute. Did you even look? I think I do. But, very often they may have visited my profile, and then like when the conversation evolves, then they go to my website.
Right. That's what happened to me this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's very important, and to have a consistent message. And I sent out an email today called "What the heck is total traffic and conversion anyway?" Right?
Yeah.
So people may not necessarily know us. They might know us separately, but we don't know us together. And so our total traffic and conversion is an umbrella. So we use our 3 talents in order to come up with a pretty complete solution. So, so maybe Betty, you want to say what your part of that is mostly?
Sure. I'm all about writing. I'm positioned mainly as a book creation coach, and I also do anything related to writing. I probably do it. I edit and I ghostwrite as well. And it's a good point what you just brought up, Greg, because my new coaching client this morning said, well, I see that you work with 2 men. Are we all going to be working together? And I said, actually, it's you and I on the package that I have. Each one of them has their own specialties that they do, and we may or may not be collaborating on any given project. the point here is that we are more than the sum of our parts. And I'm really excited about what we can do for our communities and for one another. And as Greg pointed out, bringing in more people into our big tent so that we can create a community of value, because in my mind, that's what everything is all about.
Yeah, to follow up on that is Betty and I do a few things together. Then Roy and I do a few things together. And then the three of us put together a comprehensive package. And also, I guess at some point, somebody will ask for something, and then we will figure out, maybe one of us, two of us, or three of us can help.
Right.
Or that's the whole thing with the referral partners is there might be something that we don't really offer, but we can point them in a good direction. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by a community of value.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to point out one thing that we can do that I don't know anybody else that can do that. Now, maybe they can, but they're just not making it known. But when someone wants to expand their operation to include new geographical locations, for example, it may be another dentist office, or it may be the expansion of a factory, or whatever it is, this combination of the things that we can do can really help them prior to the expansion, during the expansion, and after the expansion, with the combination of our abilities. And when it comes to Greg, and he'll tell you more about that in a minute, but his follow-up with helping you develop an email list and taking advantage of that email list so that you have clients that last you for years and years may be the biggest part of the money that you make from any client. So the three of us offer totally different things that together are much, much more than 3 times what each of us is separately.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Roy. Thanks for that little prompt. So I consider myself the conversion side of the equation, and that's trying to get people onto a mailing list, make appointments. I also Betty and I are working on video, so we use video for a lot of things, and that leads naturally into online courses and memberships. So we're working with a client at the moment. She started with her journey was to meet with Betty to clarify her message. And Betty wrote a series of video scripts. And then tomorrow I'm going to be going through and we're going to convert those scripts into usable video clips that she can use in her promotion. And it also turns out that she wants to do an online course. And Betty and I really, really like her mission and her material. So we're going to figure out a way to work with her to get her course out there.
Oh, yeah. She has so much value. And, I think an important thing about this collaboration here is that what writing and rocket science have in common. Okay. I'm the writer's launchpad. I have rocket scientists in my family, a number of them. What do they have in common? They both involve distinct, immutable laws that are always true. And they both involve making it up as you go along. So that's what we're all about here is if we aren't offering you something that suits your needs perfectly, let's talk about that and come up with a package that is perfectly in tune with what you need and make that happen.
Yeah, that's perfect, really, because I think what we find is we have a list in our minds collectively of quite a few things that people can do to be successful. Mm-hmm. And then almost everybody's unique. They come to us and they will do 1, 2, or 3 of those things pretty well. So we're not going to try to offer to do that for them. We're just going to fill in the other areas where they can expand. Right. And that's the one thing with Betty is with the writing is most people don't post enough and they don't write enough. They don't send enough emails, all that kind of stuff. So we will encourage them to do more. If we're just going to be in a coach mode and training mode, we'll encourage people to put out more. And then, but we can work with you to help doing that, because especially as Betty's little motto is, I write as you, not for you. So, we could put out your online presence without you being more involved, other than give us the parameters of what you want to put out. So
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have another motto too, which is you say you don't have time, you say you don't want to do it, don't have those things. Have me and get it done.
That's perfect. Yes. Get her done.
Yeah, just get her done. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the other thing that's different with the three of us compared to many others is there are a lot of coaches and we'll give you blueprints about things you need to do. And we'll do that too, but we'll we'll make it happen. So
Right.
we'll enable it. And all three of us are pretty quick. If we want something tomorrow, we can generally put it out for you, do something. And I guess that's the other thing is the path could be something really simple that you can do today, or it could be something you could do in a couple of weeks or a couple of days. And then there are also things like some of the things that well, an online course could take a while, and what Roy does with Google Business Profile, it takes maybe weeks and sometimes months to fully develop and get going. So that's why our preference is to have some kind of retainer with us, so that we just work with this. We can on a weekly basis. So what are the main things we can do this week, right? And then you get those ones down, and then what can we add next week, and then continue along. And next thing you know, you've got a total domination of your presence, and you've got more people on your mailing list. You've got more followers. All that thing can happen. And you can do it on your own, or you can have us help you.
Yeah, there's never been an opportunity like this for businesses and business people. This is a once in a lifetime thing. And I imagine it'll keep getting better. But right now it's about as good as I mean, I could have never imagined it could be this good. Because going back, it wasn't much more than 10 years ago when the only way you could be found is in the newspaper or in a phone book or something like that. And look where we are now. I mean, this is just totally incredible. But I wanted to bring up something that Greg was talking about before. We like to look at what you've got and keep anything that's good that you've already got, because there's no point in reinventing the wheel if what you've got already works, and all we need to do is embellish the procedure in order to make this whole thing happen. So with every client we work with, it's different. It's what did they want to do? What did they want to accomplish when they started their business that they haven't been able to do so far? How can we help them? When it comes down to anything that they don't know how to do or can't do or just don't want to do, we can do for them, like Greg and Betty already pointed out. There's no reason for you not to move forward with this stuff. You can outsource between the three of us anything that is important to you that you need to do, whether you have the talent or whatever to be able to do it yourself, or whether you just don't have the time to even think about it because you're running your business. Running your business is what should be the most important. The rest of the things can all be outsourced.
Yeah, no, that's perfect, Roy. And we have a bit of an example. Yesterday we met with somebody who asked us to do a review, and we gave him some tips. And I think we said between us, it says he's probably already on the phones and getting stuff done and doing stuff that we had recommended right away.
Yeah.
And he's somebody who's mostly going to do it himself. We're going to offer to help with some things, but it really, he got some insights and a direction to go in. And along those lines, I just posted in the chat here. It's a link to a free self review of your online effectiveness. Basically, it's really worthwhile to put your visitor hat on and go visit your LinkedIn profile and go visit your website and your social media channels and say, okay, what do I look like? Is that the message I want to put out now? Or does it look like I'm in business? I had a meeting with somebody and I looked at his profile, and for me, I thought he was pre-launch, and it turned out that they had an app, but and they actually have paying customers, but nothing online suggested that. So after I said that to him, he was off fixing his LinkedIn profile.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just filling out that self-evaluation analysis can maybe just make you realize what you need to do yourself, and you don't even need to talk to us. That could get you off to a good start. But we're here. I mean,
we're here.
Why would you not want information that could be valuable to you?
Yeah. And I just have to say about that review, we ask a number of questions which are really clarifying questions for you, like what business you're in, what do you want to do, who's your target audience. So that's worthwhile for you to go through that exercise on your own. It's optional if you put in your contact information and send it. I just suggest that it's worthwhile. And if you ever do want us to do a more formal review, all that information that you put in there can really help speed up the process so that we can get to the essential things for your business quicker.
Yeah, we can get down to specifics on exactly what you might want to consider doing in order to accomplish what it is you want to accomplish.
Yeah, and the price is right. It's free.
Nothing wrong with that, right?
Nothing wrong with that. So also the other thing I'm going to suggest is I should put that link in there too, is we have a sign up to get notices for these workshops. And we're also going to start putting some free material into what we call the Total Traffic and Conversion Vault, where you can get a lot of insights and training on your own. And then we'll have some paid things in there eventually too. But for now, we plan to offer some value for all of you who want to do it yourself, and you maybe don't have the budget yet to have help, but you just want to do things that can move your business forward. So just hang on a sec. Do you want to say something to that, Betty? And then I'll get the link here.
Well, I'm excited about having what I would call a foyer for the Value Vault, because I like to be able to share free information with people. I remember when the only information I could get was free information. And as an entrepreneur, I know how valuable it can be to begin to understand what it is that you actually need to do. I remember when I hired my first business coach to help me understand the internet, which I knew absolutely nothing about. I was racking my brain every week to think of the right questions to ask her. And so having something free that can say, okay, here's what you need to look at, has a lot of value for a person who's just getting their feet wet.
Yeah, awesome. So I put the sign up link in there to sign up for this masterclass and to get notices and replays and other special perks. So the other thing, and also if you just want to know a bit about us and the other things that we offer, I've got the website here. Let's see, put it up. So we're at totaltrafficandconversion.com. And let's see here. We're treating this, we're trying to walk or talk, right? So we're posting a lot of content. We're making offers, trying to cater to the search engines and get this as a resource that people want. So anyway, there's a lot of things to explore there. Many of the tips that we've already in past adventures are on there, and there's going to be, we will add some replays from other broadcasts there as well. So it'll be a tremendous resource for you. And again, I guess we can reiterate, we're looking for referral partners. So people that can come and talk about specific topics on this show here once a week, and also for those areas where we don't have the time, or that's not our area of expertise, we'll send people to you. So if you're interested in joining our big tent at totaltrafficandconversion.com, just let us know. Any other final comments before we let people carry on with their Friday?
Well, I love what we're doing as a work in progress. I know that we have a lot of value for the entrepreneurials mindset and the action steps that we can provide for people to understand with clarity what it is they need to do and support them in getting it done.
Awesome. Roy?
I just want to say, don't forget to let people know that you offer something, and tell them about it so that they may make a purchase. They don't even have to meet you to make that purchase if you make it easy for them to buy it, whatever it is. So many people talk about all kinds of good things for years and never make an offer. Don't let that be you.
Yeah, that's the Dan Kennedy rule, isn't it? There will always be an offer. And I think that's the thing that many people miss, right? They says, why don't people come and engage my services? Well, you haven't told them that you're available.
So, yeah, you haven't told them what you do.
Yeah.
And made it easy for them to get in touch with you or to just strictly purchase it right offline.
Yeah.
Right. And that's one of the golden rules. Ask for the sale.
Yeah.
Right.
And actually, along those lines, I've got into the habit sometimes of sending out an email, and one is a link to jump in and learn more with a landing page, and people can sign up. And then I also will put a link in that says, well, click here just to buy it. and Roy and I had a client who said, oh, well, that sounds good. The price is right. I'm just going to buy it. They didn't bother going to the landing page.
Yeah, I've had a number of people do that. I mean, because a lot of people don't have time. And if you've got what they want, make it easy for them to get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Save everybody time.
Yes.
Yep. That's the truth.
Okay. So if you would like to find out more, visit the website, make an appointment, check out what we're off, and let us know if you want to know more, and if we can help you, or if you can help us, if you're one of those potential referral partners, and just want to come and join the fun.
Yeah. Come on in.
Come on down.
Come on down. Yeah.
Take your shoes off. All right. Happy Friday.
See you next week.